What's good, guys? I'm Kendrick. Welcome back to the channel. In this breakdown, I'll walk you through the pairs I've been tracking, the ones that played out clean and the ones that didn't. I'll be breaking it all down using my top-down analysis approach, analyzing from higher time frames to lower time frames, finding solid setups. If you value clean breakdowns and real structure, you're in the right place. Let's go to the charts. Alright, guys. As always, we will be starting from the higher time frame. Keeping it simple and clean with the analysis, I will be walking you through each pair one by one, showing exactly how I'm spotting each setup with my top-down analysis approach. So let's start with the first one. So right in front of me is GBP USD. So you guys know my previous breakdown, charts breakdown, I broke down GBP USD, Euro USD, and BTC USD. So out of these three pairs, I mean, BTC USD and Euro USD have been acting quite side-ish, but GBP USD is the only pair that have been, that have done as we said according to the last trader talk video episode. So as you can see, you can remember clearly, last episode I said that I would be waiting for a bounce off of here, and I also had a Fibonacci from swing low to swing high, you can see, and I said I'll be waiting for a bounce off of Fibonacci support and then the CTL, then we can trade this guy to the upside. And GBP USD is actually respecting the plan we have for it. So it's simple. Just come over to the 4-hour time frame and wait for a bounce off of here, and you're good to go. But you don't just trade the bounce, you need to wait for this counter trend line to be cleared. Because I can remember before GBP USD gave this spike to the upside, I had the counter trend line like this. So you broke the inner counter trend line, you need to throw the outer one. You need to follow the rules, So the outer one is like this. You need to throw it properly. So, draw it properly like this. So this is the counter trend line for GBP USD. We would wait for a base. Don't just go and press buy after the bounce off. No, you need to wait for a base to form. Then after the base, allow it form, allow it marinate, allow it form properly. Then once we can break this counter trend line, then we can buy all the way to the upside. Looking at this trade, the potential is quite a lot if you check it. Actually, let me check it from the 4-hour time frame. So assuming we are buying from here, our take profit will be here, and then our stop loss will come below structure. You can see around the range of 94 to 80 stop loss. As you know, I'm a swing trader, so yeah, I'll take profit to be here. 1 to 5 risk to the reward ratio. Bro, 1 to 5 risk to the reward ratio is miraculous. You getting the 1 to 5 risk to reward ratio is so wonderful. And you also have to know that this trade don't happen within a day. It takes time, so that's why the risk to the reward is big. If you wait longer, the reward will be huge. That's why forex is a game of patience. It's not just a game that is quick, or you can't just come into the game and get the point. So the bounce off of here, break of counter trend line, we enter inside into we'll be taking this trade to the upside. First level targets here, put your stops to break even, and then the moon is target. So yeah, that is it for GBP USD. Wait for the bounce off of here, allow it to base properly. Don't just go and press buy out of this bounce. No, allow it to base properly. Then once you can break this CTO, then you're good to buy to the upside. GBP USD is actually following our plan for entrance, so we will stick to it. You can see we are bullish. Once we clear here, next level target is here, and then to the upside. So GBP USD, that is that for GBP USD. There's nothing much to say on GBP USD. So that is that for this pair. Then for Euro USD and BTC USD. You guys can remember the last episode I broke down BTC, Euro USD, and GBP USD. So Euro USD and GBP and BTC has actually been quiet. Euro USD, I don't know what that pair is doing actually. It's not going like, it's not going as planned. So actually I'll go to GBP US, Euro USD right now. Euro USD is not actually moving as planned, and there's nothing we can do. You do not move the market. The market needs to do what it has to do. So the least you can do is adapt. So since Euro USD last week, the last episode I broke down that we are bullish, the same as GBP USD. The setups almost look familiar. We are waiting for a bounce of, you can see, we are waiting for a bounce of here and then buy to the upside. But before this bearish candle happened, this is where the pair was. Price was at this section or at this point right here when I did the episode. So price was trading around this section, and I anticipated that we should wait for the bounce off of here and then buy to the upside with a Fibonacci 2. Let me show you guys how I drew the Fibonacci. Swing low to swing high. You can see everything lining up. Wait for the bounce off of here. But fortunately, Euro USD did. It's moved left. While we moved right. So it didn't go as planned. When I came the next day, opened the chart, I saw that GBP USD had rallied to the upside, and yeah, it didn't go as planned. But that still doesn't mean that it's not tradable. Last 2 days I came onto the chart and I saw this strong bearish engulfing monthly or weekly candle. Weekly candle. So this weekly candle was a huge sell opportunity in the market. So I was actually surprised that GBP USD is pulling back with this heavy momentum, and as you can see, we have broken the inner trend line that's actually holding this market. You can see we have broken it, so it's a no-brainer. The next zone is here. So Euro USD is coming to 1.14712 to test it, and then maybe rally to the upside. I don't know what happened then, but all I know is that we're coming here. And as for entry, I'm actually quite confused on Euro USD. I can't really say how, or this is not an ideal pattern that I do trade. Even if you should bounce off of here, I don't know. I can't really draw a counter trend line. I swing out my trend line, you can see I can't really draw a counter trend line, so it's quite chaotic. So for that fact, I will leave Euro USD alone and move to other pairs that are showing me my ideal setups, because you guys have to understand in this game called forex, once something is not giving you, once you're not seeing a pattern that you recognize, forex is all about pattern recognition. So once you're not seeing the pattern that you always recognize, a pattern that is tradable to you, just leave the pair and look for other pairs. That's why you don't focus on just one pair. Like, this approach is tradable on different pairs, even stocks, crypto. You guys know I trade Bitcoin too and Ethereum. So Euro USD is not giving me anything that I can trade, so I'm going to leave it alone and focus on pairs that are giving me something to trade. So Euro USD, I'm gonna have to leave you now, bro, and focus on other pairs that are interested in moving as planned. So I actually have Euro USD at the bottom of my watch list, and the next pair I'll be introducing to you guys after GBP USD that is trading according to our plan is Euro JPY. Now, Euro JPY is actually a pair that has been showing nice setups for us. So before I analyze Euro JPY, before I give you guys the setup, before I say anything, first of all, give you guys a brief breakdown of Euro JPY, how I analyzed it and how I ended up finding the setup. So Euro JPY, basically it has been on my watch list, but all those while it has not been giving me something to trade, and for that fact I left it alone. So after Euro USD did what it did, I then checked other pairs, to find if I can see any pair that is, giving me my ideal setup, and I came across Euro JPY. So I'm going to break it down briefly to show you guys my thought process on the pair. So basically on the monthly time frame, If I clear all my drawing, I just hit them, I didn't clear it. So if I should hide everything, you can see, I mean, bro, just looking at the pair, you would know that the pair is bullish. Who would say that this is bearish? Nobody. No JPY is bullish on the higher time frame. Just looking at the pair, you would know that the pair is bullish. We are moving to the upside. That's nothing holding us. Upside, upside, upside. So just knowing that fact alone, knowing that we are bullish, my mind, my bias is only buying to the upside. I have no concern with selling. We are bullish, I am buying to the upside. As simple as that. Euro JPY bullish. So when I come over to the lower time frame, I only look forward to buying opportunity. So on the monthly time frame, you can see higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and characteristics of an uptrend states that for us to continue our uptrend movements, we're either going to make equal highs or higher highs. We're either going to make higher highs or at least equal highs, and that is what Euro JPY is doing. We are en route to making equal highs or higher highs. Even if you're not going to make higher highs, at least you're going to make equal highs. So, and also with a monthly bullish engulfing candlestick. So this alone is just the base of my analysis. This alone has said everything. When I go over to lower time frame, I do look for buying opportunities. So on the weekly time frame, now we are through the monthly. You guys know how I trade: monthly, weekly, daily, 4 hour, then 4 hour, 1 hour for formulating my setups. And yeah, so I'm through the monthly time frame. I come over to the weekly time frame. I think now I can be able to bring back my drawings. So yeah, now I'm through the monthly time frame. I come over to the weekly time frame. You know if there's any chart pattern in favor of our uptrend analysis. So at the moment, I can't see any chart pattern, but that still doesn't stop us from, formulating our bias. Even if you see a chart pattern or not, I still bullish to the upside. So on the weekly time frame, what are we doing? Are we bullish or bearish? We're bullish. You can see a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, sideways movement, and now we've broken. Actually, overall the weekly time frame we're bullish, but I just want to address something. When we made this higher low right here, you can see Euro JPY from 2024 of August, we ranged and moved sideways till 2025. So we actually ranged for more than 5 months, if I'm correct. Yeah, more than 5 to 6 months inside this range. We moved sideways. At this moment, I was not even doing anything on Euro JPY. I just left the pair. It was at the bottom of my watch list because I don't trade the ranging market, so I left the pair alone. So we moved sideways for a while, up to 5 months. You can see, moved sideways. I didn't do anything with the pair. It's crazy. When you come on social media, you see some traders buying and selling Euro JPY. Well, those are lower time frame traders. For me, I'm a swing trader, and once the higher time frame told me this, bro, simply left the pair alone. So we moved sideways for a while, and now we have broken out of the range on June. So it's actually last month, 2nd of June, we broke out of this massive range, and now we're heading to the upside. So while this pair was ranging, I did nothing. Now it has broken out. I'm interested in the pair. It's as simple as that. I do not trade the ranging market. I wait for it to break out either upward or downward direction. Then I'm interested in the pair. So Euro JPY has finally broken out of the range it has been in for 5 months. So now it has drawn my attention. So while we broke out of the range, you can see overall we are bullish. So higher high, higher low. Even though this is a sideways movement, you can still count it as a higher low. Higher high, higher low. Higher low can either be sideways. As far as we are broken out of the range to make higher highs or at least equal highs, we are still bullish. So higher highs, higher lows, higher highs or equal highs. Hope you guys are following up. So overall, we are bullish. Now that we are broken out of the range, come over to the daily time frame. So we are done with the weekly time frame. I come over to the daily time frame, and you can see it didn't actually give us a chance to get in because it was a nice rally to the upside. If I had caught this peep from this trade from here, it would have been a nice trade. So when it broke out, I was waiting for a retest, a simple retest like this, something like this, simple retest, and then I can then enter and then buy to the upside. But Euro JPY didn't do that. It broke out with a huge bullish momentum. and it didn't give us any chance for entry, so we wait. Remember, do not execute if your edge is not showing on the market. So I left it alone. After some weeks, I identified this, between two major zones. Come in and place a Fibonacci this way and calculate the midpoint between two major zones. So this was actually the midpoint. The 0.5 is the midpoint of this zone and this zone right here. So I calculated it and it lined up with this area that has been tested in the past. You can see tested here around 2024, and price came back that area again. So definitely we are going to react in this zone because we tested it in the past, previous times, and now we are about to test it again. So definitely, Euro JPY is definitely going to have a reaction off of this zone. So now we have broken above the zone, this mini zone. Simple. Just from looking at the pair, you guys know what would happen. I'm not saying what would happen next because no one knows what will happen next in this market. This is a forex market, so no one knows what will happen next in the market. All we can do is predict based on past price action. So now that we have broken above this minor resistance to support that have been tested in the past, what I do is simple. I simply wait for a retest. Simply wait for a retest here and then buy to the upside. It's as simple as that. Euro JPY bullish. Wait for a pullback into 1.69.896 zone and then buy to the upside. As simple as that. So now my setup, formulating a setup, now that I know that on the monthly time frame, we are bullish, monthly bullish in engulfing candle, weekly time frame bullish, daily time frame we have broken above minor resistance on support. I come over to the daily time frame to then formulate my setup. On the daily time frame, I actually spotted a Fibonacci. So if I draw my Fibonacci from swing low, swing high, actually I drew it from here, so this is it. Yeah, you can see swing low, swing high. Remember, Fibonacci is a tool that basically calculates 50% of a trend, because a trend doesn't just move straight up like this. No, let me show you guys what I mean. So Fibonacci is a basic tool that just calculates the exhaustion of a trend. Ideally, this is how a trend moves: higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. This is basically a trending market. So you can never come into the forex market and see a trend moving all the way to the upside. That's not how the market works. So since the market moves in waves, higher highs and higher lows, Fibonacci is a simple tool that just calculates 50% of that move, basically calculating the exhaustion of the move. So if price should move from here to here, it would pull back 50% and rest for buyers to continue buying to the upside. So while we are pulling back, Fibonacci calculates 50% of the move. So 50% can either be here or 60% can either be here. But through experience, these are the zones that I've been using, and these are the zones or the levels that do work for me. So to calculate it properly and then rally back up to the upside, this is the tool that investment bank use, hedge fund managers, institutional traders. This is the tool that they use to calculate 50% of the trend, to calculate when they are, when they will prepare to, jump in back on the trend, because as a trend trader, we jump in on the pullbacks of any given trade at the moment. So once the pullback happens, we bring out our Fibonacci and then calculate 50% of that move and then jump in the trend. So that is what Fibonacci basically do. So this whole trend right here, this is basically the 50%, and it aligns with this support level that's tested in the past. So you guys can see how I'm bringing in different reasons, different area of concurrences, different I'm building my bias to the upside. So now that I know this, I'll be waiting for Euro JPY to pull back into 50% retracement level. I'll be waiting for it to pull back here, and then once we can pull back here, I don't just mean a straight pullback. No, we're going to move sideways. and then pull back. Then I can be able to draw my CTL. Once I draw my CTL, break it, I'll be buying to the upside, buying here, first level targets here, stop loss come here, and that's the bias for JPY. It's basically how GPUSD is forming. Pull back, pull back, pull back. All the pairs are giving us a form of pullback. So within this pullback, we buy and buy and buy to the upside. So I'm a pullback trader, I'm a trend trader. I just wait for the trend. I wait for the trend to break out, pull back, and then I get in. Break out, pull back, I get in. I use the Fibonacci to pinpoint exactly where I get in. And looking at this chart, at this case right here, it aligns with this support, aligns with Fibonacci, wait for a pullback, and then buy to the upside. So not wasting your time. That's it. That's for JPY. Wait for a pullback here, buy to the upside. It's as simple as that. So JPY bullish. This is the second pair on my watch list after GBP USD. So now, these are the two pairs that I'm actually interested in. To round this up, I actually have to show you guys BTC USD, which has been quiet for some while. So BTC USD. Actually, before I go to BTC USD, let me show you guys US oil. Give me a sec, guys. So BTC USD, as I analyzed from the previous episode, the bias is still the same. We are bullish on the monthly time frame. Everything is still the same. I anticipated that you would be waiting for a bounce off of here, swing low, swing high, bounce off of here, and then buy to the upside. That was just the simple bias. BTC USD upside. But lately, I realized and I noticed that BTC USD has been quiet. We're not going up, we're not going down. We have just been in this little range. There has been an indecision between buyers and sellers. So at this point, we do nothing. Two things can happen. Either we break the upside out of this range and rally to the upside. You guys know, I said that the next level target will be $124,000 for BTC USD. Next level target. So two things can either happen. We either break to the upside or we bounce off of here, and then our plan then comes to place. But at this moment, I don't know what happened to BTC USD. I've done my best, I've done my analysis, I've done my projection. I'm waiting for my plan to play out, and if it doesn't play out, I do not do anything. BTC USD ranging for now. Do not go and press buy or sell, because the market is not doing anything. You can see you've been up or down, up, guys. I go to the lower time frame, it's a war, it's chaotic, nothing is happening. Look at this. What is tradable here? You can't even trade anything. You can't even identify the wave. Higher, low, higher, high, higher, high, lower, high, lower, low, higher, high. Bro, it's confusing. BTC USD, nothing for now. There is nothing happening with this pair. We are ranging, we are moving sideways. Two things can happen. We either come here, bounce off of here to the upside. Actually, let me go to the daily time frame. So we can either bounce off of here to the upside, or we can blow out of here. That's it. I'm not the market, I can't say what will happen next, but I'm telling you the possibilities that can happen at the moment. We can either blow out of this range to the upside, or we can bounce off of this support and trend line, and that's it. If you can bounce off of here, that means our plan is coming to existence, and you can buy to the upside. But if we do not bounce off of here, I'll not be doing anything. That means BTC has its own plan. We adapt. We are traders. The only thing we can do is adapt to the market. So if you do not bounce off of here, that's it. We move on to another pair. BTC USD is indecisive at the moment. Actually, we've been trading for like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 16 days. We've been ranging for almost 16 days. There's nothing to do on BTC USD. Do not press buy or sell. The pair is confused at the moment. So that's that for BTC USD. So Euro USD and BTC USD with GBP USD. I analyzed these three pairs last during my previous episode, and only GBP has, only GBP went as planned. For the remaining two, which is BTC USD and Euro USD, they did what they wanted to do. So while doing that, the only thing I can do is adapt. I can't force any trade in the market. So what we do is simple. We look for another pair to trade. Since these two pairs are not looking for, are not going as planned, we look for another pair. So currently, BTC USD and Euro USD have been removed from my watch list. The pairs I'm interested in are GBP USD, Euro JPY, and actually oil. Now, I know you guys will be surprised. Yes, I do trade oil. This approach is tradable for any pair, anything that has a candlestick, basically. You can use this approach on it. You can use my strategy on anything that has a candlestick formation on it. You can use it for anything. So US oil, I do trade it from time to time. And while looking at US oil, we are actually having a trading opportunity on US oil. So I'm going to be breaking down US oil, and these are just the three pairs that I'm looking out for: Euro JPY, Euro JPY, GBP USD, and US oil. So US oil, I know most of you don't trade US oil, but it's tradable. It's actually tradable. It's a simple commodity like gold too. So US oil on the monthly time frame is simple. You on the chart, made the higher low. There's no need of going far back. You can just start from 2 years. You can start analyzing from 2 years worth of price history. So higher high, higher low. This is a higher low. Simple. Characteristics of an uptrend states that if you are to continue in an uptrend, you're either going to make higher highs or equal highs, at least equal higher highs, to make or to basically push price to the upside. But we didn't do that. We made a higher low. We are supposed to make equal highs or higher highs, but we did not do that. You're no longer bullish. Simple as that. We made a higher high, higher low. We're supposed to make equal highs or higher highs, but we didn't do that. It's as simple as that. This alone has broken the structure. This alone has changed the trend of US oil. So we are no longer bullish. We are now bearish. So we made a higher low. Basically, we're supposed to make equal highs or higher highs, but we broke structure and made what? A lower low. Not only did we make a lower low, it broke this major support that's been holding since, I don't know, bro, since 2005. 2005, we broke the major support that's been holding since 2005. Broke it with a major bearish, monthly bearish engulfing candle. Bro, it's a change in trend now. I mean, what else do you want to check? This is a clear-cut change in trend. Like, bro, there's nothing else I need to tell me that US oil has changed. Listen, this is a monthly, not even a daily, a monthly bearish engulfing candle. We've broke, we broke this major support, broke it, closed under it. It's a change in trend. For the fact that we broke it with a major bearish engulfing candle, closed under it, bro, it's a change in trend. So for that, and I know that US oil is bearish, and I only look for selling opportunity. So I come over to the weekly time frame to formulate my setup and also know what the weekly is doing. On the weekly time frame, you can see lower lows, lower high, lower lows, lower high. Broke this major support, turned resistance. It's actually a market manipulation. For those of you guys that don't know what market manipulation is, where we manipulate, take up, induce buyers, and then drop them down. So yeah, this is a market manipulation, and now we've closed back under this zone again. So it's a no-brainer. We are bearish. US oil bearish to the downside. So if I slack on my fib, I see swing high to swing low, aligning perfectly, break and retest of zone with Fibonacci. So we are bearish to the downside, monthly bearish, weekly bearish. I come over to the daily time frame to then find where I can enter into the markets. On the daily time frame, this zone is actually holding. So it's simple for US oil. Just draw your CTL properly. You can see that you've broken the CTL, but this zone is actually holding right here. So please do not go and press buy or sell. We are actually inside the zone. What you do is simple. Wait for a daily candle close under here, just like this. a simple daily candle close, like this, feel free to click your buy. A simple daily candle close here, click your buy. First level targets here, and that's it for US oil. So simple as that. Daily candle close, click your buy, sell to the downside, and yes, that's it for US oil. Bearish to the downside, and yeah, actually, you guys know the way I arrange these videos on, I upload them episode by episode. So this is episode 2. I uploaded episode 1, that was the previous one, and so my episode 3, 4, 5, and the rest to come, I'll be breaking the same pairs, showing you guys the before and the after. So I'm not just breaking a pair and I will not show it here. No, once I break a pair down, my next video, I'll show what happened. Was it a win? Was it a loss? I'll show everything that happened on the pair. So as of now, this is what I'm looking at for US oil, Euro JPY, and GBP USD. So these are the 3 pairs I'm looking at for right now, and you guys can trade them along with me. As you guys know, I'm a swing trader. So this trade, it don't happen on a go, they take time. So when you're entering into the trade, please, if you see any if you should see any form of pullback or a significant pullback while you're on this trade that I'm calling, do not panic. That's how the markets move. The market doesn't just go up, no, it moves in waves. It moves in waves. So if you should enter this trade right here and it's moving in profits and you see any massive pullback, do not worry, that's how the market move. It's part of the game. So for Euro JPY, so for GBP USD and US oil. So these are the pairs I'm looking at for right now. And actually, let me show you guys. Let me just glance on Ethereum, because I trade BTC and Ethereum. These 2 major crypto, I trade them a lot. So Ethereum actually shocked me last week. I don't know if you guys can see the direction I'm seeing right here. So Ethereum, look at this, bro. Like, oh, bro, look at this direction. Look at this direction, bro. It's crazy. I mean, the last time I saw Ethereum, we were trading at $2,000, I think, yeah, $2,000. The next day or the next week, I opened the chart, and the next thing I saw was this massive monthly marabuzo upside. You guys know BTC USD and Ethereum USD, both of them move the same fashion. So Ethereum USD, we are bullish. I was actually anticipating for a setup on Ethereum, a nice pullback into here, a nice pullback, and then boom to the upside. But Ethereum didn't even give any form of pullback, he just rallied the upside. He didn't even give any form of breathing. A guy rallied to the upside, like, it's crazy. Ethereum rallied to the upside, no form of pullback. The erection was so massive. The market makers have dumped in their money into the crypto. You guys, I don't know if you guys noticed, but what is currently happening in the forex market is simple and noticeable. You guys, for those of you that trade often, you realize that the market has been quiet. The market has been quiet lately, and it's simple because there is a current transfer of wealth that is happening in the forex market. People that have made money from the forex market are transferring the money they've made. They are liquidating the money they've made from the forex market and then dumping into crypto markets and stock markets. That's why the stock market is rallying like crazy. The crypto market is rallying like crazy. And CGBP USD has been quiet, although we are pulling back for the setup. But bro, this pullback this is the longest pullback I've ever seen. For like a month and you are pulling back, imagine. So the market has been so quiet, and it's simple because there is a current transfer of wealth that is happening across board with the forex market, crypto market, and stock markets. Once the big banks, the investment banks, make money from a particular market, then they liquidate their money and then move it into another market. So they've made money from the forex market, and now they're liquidating into the crypto and the stock market. That is why Ethereum has this massive erection. That is why Ethereum has had did this massive erection like this, because they've dumped in their money through run. And also SPX, you guys can see SPX is so bullish. In fact, this pair is going to make record highs, all-time highs, because we are so bullish on it, SPS and the crypto market and the stock market. So these are the pairs I'll be looking at for GBP/USD, Euro, and US oil. That's what I'm looking out for at the moment. So guys, that's it for this one, today's section. If you found this breakdown helpful, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It helps more people than you know. Catch you in the next one. Stay sharp and trade smart. Peace out. Alright guys, that's it for today's section. Hope you guys found value in the video. See you guys in the next episode. Peace out. Subscribe.